alive with some next world teachings, out of this world teachings. They were brought to this world, but I don't know. Who's that guy? He is the maintainer of the universe. Another one of our ascending masters we haven't spent too much time with. Spending a lot of time with these guys. Anyways, word of God, less of you. What's up, everybody? I am the goddess of the moon, the dark goddess reincarnated. I am Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you better see when I post to my community page my latest live video and anything in my shorts. I'm fully aware that nobody is going to comprehend what I'm trying to explain right now, but that I am tasked with trying to deliver this message. Don't save your questions to the end, and I don't expect that you even have any. Really? Okay. For the last 24, 48 hours, I've been talking about a lot of prophetic visions that I have of transforming the physical material body that I wear into my angelic form. I'd seen that. I spoke about already accessing my etherical body, which to leave the physical form, but then I said I gained access through my light body and then now my angelical body. And I'm like, that's how Jesus ascended. We ascend in the flesh. How? Because we break the context of what the flesh is. We know that we're not the flesh, and the flesh is just a form that disintegrates. Really? Indeed it does. Don't put so much on your body. It really doesn't matter. It's like I'm taking this body with me. Sure. I guess in my case I am. Really? What is that? That's dimensional teaching, way beyond your understanding, and I'm still going to try to figure out a way to make it digestible. You live in a 3D reality, three-dimensional. Shit, I have to bring out the aliens to explain this. No, we're not. I'm not going to bring out everything. I'm just going to continue with what I have. I know that nobody gets it, but after I teach it enough years, somebody might. Really? Mm-hmm. So we are going to use our chakra system to travel through other planets, as I spoke to you, that you can access. We talked about that last night in the light body with Metatron, how you can access other portals, energetic portals. And as I saw that, I saw a black hole. There's a good point. This book, I don't know. I think the Upanishads, what is this? What is this? Hold on. Upanishads, the 108 Upanishads are like rules and stuff and laws or teachings, because this is Upanishad. What does that mean? I'm not sure, guys. I'm not going to start from scratch to finish. I have a message to deliver, so I'm just going to jump in the book. When I open this book, I turn to page 43, mantra number 6. Okay, so it has a bunch of this. Let's translate the Sanskrit. How well is your Sanskrit? I'm not going to even try. There's the translation. We're going to jump down there, but look, this describes where I am. I tried to explain. I must be in the 13th dimension, closest to God, because everything is a reflection of myself in everything. So that means I'm with God, one with God, because in God is a reflection of everything. I'm seeing myself in everything. Really? And this is where it starts. I just opened this page. Listen. This is the description of the Mahabhagavata, the greatest personality who sees everything in relation to the supreme personality of Godhead. He who systematically sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord, who sees all living entities as his parts and parcels, and who sees the Supreme Lord within everything, never hates anything or any being. I feel like that's not so true. I don't even know. I just use that word. Despise, loathe, disgust. I feel like those are all part of the hate factory, so I just say hate. Ugh. Anyways, what are we talking about? I don't know. Just keep up with me. I'm going to translate all these. He, too, yada, blah, blah. All right. He who, but all living entities in relation. Oh, it already translated it for me. Okay. Let's see what this means. Presence in. Okay. The Supreme Lord's presence is realized in 3 stages. Why do they have to have such difficult words? The Kanatha, I don't know, it's got like 11 letters, is the lowest stage of realization. Okay, well, maybe some of you are getting there. Enlightenment. There's so many gurus and yogis that teach you enlightenment. This has got to be it. Really? Yeah. Oh, I'm so enlightened. Let me lighten you up a little bit more, dummy. Really? Here goes, or he goes to a place of worship, such as, oh, yep, I told it. This is you. Ha! Let me breathe. He goes to a place of worship, such as a temple, church, or mosque, according to his religious faith, and worships there according to scripture injunctions. Devotees in this stage consider the Lord to be present at the place of worship and nowhere else. Welcome to God's house. Yeah, he lives there, buddy. That's why there's a church on every fucking corner, and one of them's got the devil in it, huh? Or is that you? Really? I'm just saying. They cannot ascertain who is in what position in devotional service, nor can they tell who has realized the Supreme Lord. And that goes back to it. Who's in charge here? Who talks to God? That's me. Such an asshole. Can I talk to? I'm that Karen. Can I talk to your leader, please? You mean like Jesus? Oh, you're human. That's what he said in the end games. He's all, what master do you serve? What you mean like Jesus? He's like, oh, you're from Earth. That was great. My Holy Spirits are so funny. Life would suck without them. Like, some of the translations are funny. Whatever they're talking about isn't so funny, but when they dumb it down to fucking ghetto fabulous, for me, the shit be fucking funny. Really? That's what it is. What master do you serve? You mean like Jesus? So I know God doesn't let me go play with the churches. He's like, those are not your people. Jesus never went in the churches either, and when he did, he got beat. There's always some shit when he went in the church. Who's your master? You mean like Jesus? I'm never gonna stop saying that. I want to watch that movie. I gotta pay my Hulu now. My Hulu and Disney Plus. How funny. All right, such devotees follow the routine formulas and sometimes quarrel amongst themselves. You're not praying to God the right way. Dude, I tried to Google what kind of people do the 40-day fast, and they're like, no people do what you're doing. The only ones that did it was Moses, Jesus, and Elijah. You mean the three? Oh, okay, I get it. Who did I tell you they were? Well, there's Jesus, Enoch, and Elijah. No, Sandalphone was Elijah. Sorry. Bow chickle. Wow, wow. I told you to talk to his brother. Really? These are just their angelic form. Do you know who I am in the angel? They thought I was a demon because I didn't have bright light. I was all dark. Hey, I'm dark as night. You don't like my dark skin? I was the first to be persecuted. Dude, oh man, my angelic form is beautiful. And what's beautiful is I walk in like that. They don't wash me. They don't whitewash me when I go into the light. Nope. Here comes Loudmouth. Can I talk to your manager, please? Who's in charge? Sorry, this is funny. Really? I mean, there's a mosque over there on Alameda and Leedsdale. I always go over and throw some gang symbols at. Just kidding. It's mantras. I always say that. I'm always doing all that. There's one over there. They're not going to let me in. Catholics, they'll let me in, but they're going to probably leave as soon as they let me in. That's usually what happens over at Mother Cabrini. And then there was that one time they called the police. I didn't do it to Mr. Plum. Why? Because they were great people. I didn't want them to they were just great people. I didn't want to even deal with it. Really? I'll go to your church anytime. What is this? Maria, are you ever going to go to school? Sorry, guys. This is a message. Hey, there's somebody took their message back. Yeah, it's deleted by YouTube. They cut you off, or the Holy Spirit says, shut the fuck up right now. They cannot position the devotional service, nor can they tell you who has realized the Supreme Lord. Such devotees follow the routine formulas and sometimes quarrel amongst themselves, considering one type of devotion better than the other. We talked about that. Mr. Plum and Miss Fry are always over there. Like, one of them isn't going to heaven because of their baptismal fucking beliefs. Really? I don't know. Don't you both celebrate fucking trunk or treat? I'm dead. Really? Yes. These are actually materialistic devotees who are simply trying to transcend the material boundary to reach the spiritual plane. Yeah, okay, plain Jane. I'll see you on Easter's at Christmas. All right, those who have attained the second stage of realization are called another long ass word that comes with 2 letters. What is this? Mad Hama Adra. I don't know. It looks like academics or something. These devotees observe the distinction between 4 categories of being. There's the Supreme Lord, the devotees of Lord, the innocent who have no knowledge of the Lord, and the atheists who have no faith in the Lord and hate those who are in devotional service. Really? Which 4 food groups are you part of? Okay, there's the Supreme Lord, which is God. Then there's the devotees, which are the prophets and the ascending masters, the angels, the blah, 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 blah. Then there's the innocent who have no knowledge, which would, he considers you guys, that's Jesus all the way. Forgive them. They're innocent. Really? I think they're guilty. Look at him. He's got his hand in the cookie jar right now. Send him my way. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. All right. Really? That's probably you guys. I don't know. Anyways, the atheist, yeah. The Maha, blah, 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 behaves differently towards these 4 classes of persons. He adores the Lord, considering him the object of love. He makes friends with those who are in devotional service. He tries to awaken the dormant love of God in the hearts of the innocent, and he avoids the atheists who deride the name of the Lord. And that's where, what was his fucking name? Scary Larry, the street preacher, out there with this big old sign. This guy, bro, he had a big ass sign that says "Stop sinning." On his car, his big ass car, he had these evil eyes and it said John 3:16. And all this shit, right? Here comes God walking my bitch ass, witch ass up to this scary ass motherfucking street preacher. And I tell him that I do all this, and he's like, "You go to the place, there's no God in those places." What are you talking about? You're stupid. Really? Hey, welcome to the dirty. You ain't never been here before? Anyways. Above them is the Atra Mahara, whatever, who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. Such a devotee does not discriminate between an atheist and an thesis, but sees everyone on page 44 as part of the parcel of God, right? You're his little Starseed you. You're not the best part of God, but you're a part of God. And there's me. I really have no room to talk because I take up all the room of the darkness. It's like, God, what did you create? It is alive. I have created woman. Wait a minute, bro. What is this? There wasn't many. I was the first. I think you made a mistake, God. This one looks a little messy. Man, he loved me. And so shall the universe. That's my daughter. Don't talk shit. Love my daughter. Look at Lucifer. Jesus. You want to talk about his love for his children? Really? Really? He made me in his image. Imagine God like this. Really? Yeah, it's God and his feelings, uncontrolled. You better control that shit, God. He has all control. He didn't. I'm supposed to exert his godly control over my own feelings. It is bullshit. These aren't my feelings. These are yours. They're a little exaggerated, don't you think? Especially in the love department. Moving on, it's just funny to me. Really? I told you this is where I am. He knows that there is no essential difference between the Vasity learned Brahma and the dog in the street, because both of them are part of the parcel of the Lord. And as I see this, I see the Tibetan monks when they're all like tripping about the freaking worms and shit. Every life is an important life. Really? Because it's a part of God. It's an extension. He gave life to this thing. Really? That's how they talk about me. Oh God, what is she? Why doesn't she ever shut up? She's screeching. I don't think he had any better times with Adam and Eve. Ugh. Every time he made Eve, she was hideous. kept trying to water me down, but she came out all sloshy. Ah, look at them now. They want to be like you, Lilith. You. Moving on. Although they are encaged in different bodies on account of different qualities of their activity in their previous lives. And that's it. My mom is still. She wasn't my mom. That body, you gotta understand this bullshit. That body was a character in my life, a role in my life. The soul that was in it played that role for me. But I have no attachment. Well, I mean, we kind of do have an attachment, that we have a soul bond where we're going to play these roles in each other's lives to make each other stronger. We're going to do this together. We're going to go in and, you know what I mean? 1 year, I'll be the daughter, you be the mother. I'll be the good guy, you be the bad guy. I'll be the dad, you be this. I'll be the enemy, you be the, that's how it works, right? We just play these roles. So, you know what I mean? That's how that works. It just takes another form. Realistically, yeah. And that's why you want to stop this rebirthing cycle, because who knows what you're going to come back as next time, the way you're acting. All right, he sees the Braham particle of the Supreme Lord has not misused his little independence given him by the Lord, and that the dark dog particle has misused his independence and is therefore being punished by the laws of nature by being encaged in the form of a dog. And that's why this all came up. Why? Well, my mom was my mom until she got reincarnated into my dog, who currently lays at my bedside all the time as an emotional supporting animal for the rest of my life. She has all the same tendencies, which is strange. What kind of dog loves fucking sweets? Anybody that meets my dog, you're like, that's not a dog. It acts like a cat or something. It's weird. No, that'd be my mom. Was pretty much as exciting as she was in real life when she wasn't out trying to fucking get high and be the life of the party. She was pretty dull and sluggish. Really? Well, welcome. Do I run around saying call her mom? No, we call her Nana. I planned this before I knew this. When I got my kids a dog, I didn't know this until later. Really? I wasn't awake then. Seriously? We needed a companion. And that's what it is. Where does Nana come from? Have you ever seen Peter Pan? Peter Pan had a big, beautiful dog, and that dog, the kids had a beautiful dog, and the dog was the nanny to the dogs. They called it Nana. So that's why I got Nana. She was the nanny to the dog. She was there to be, their friend, their companion. She ended up being that to the whole family, and that's her only job. Really? Everybody loves this damn dog. She'll just walk up and just, love you. Really? I say at this point, she's supposed to be emotionally supporting to you, but I feel like she needs your emotional support. Like, she comes to you and gets real soft, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Hug her. She wants you to hug her. Really? It's kind of strange, but yeah, that's what it is. Why? Because she was a dog in real life, dude. She was a dog, dude. She was a dog, dude. She was a dog, bro. Realistically, in the essence, does she want to attain? She doesn't have to do much in this life. She just has to be a loyal dog in this life, and then she can go back into another human form. But she'll have a suck ass human life. She'll still have to learn what she didn't as a human. Really, it's just taking a break from your human experience. Wouldn't you rather just be a tree and just sit there for like 700 years, just breathing in the air? Not all life needs to be so purposeful. There's a lot to do in a life. Anyways, not considering the respective actions of the Brahma, the dog, whatever, tries to do good to both. Such a learning devotee is not misled by material bodies, but is attracted by the spiritual spark within them. And that's why I connect with animals. It was the highest degree to be able to reincarnate as the hawk, the eagle, the crow, the freaking raven. These things, bro, you could not. To have that much freedom. To have that much freedom, bro. These are lords of the animal kingdom. And whether you want to admit it or not, they definitely are far more advanced than human beings. To come back as a lion or as a tiger, as a whale, it's just life. Really? Mm-hmm. What kind of animals are you drawn to? I assure you, you probably took a ride in one of those boats before. Those who imitate the ultima, whatever, but flaunt it in a sense of oneness or fellowship, but who behave on the bodily platform are actually false philanthropists. Okay, I don't want to say no names, but there's these people that have pretended to obtain a certain level of enlightenment, but are still materialist. You know who you are, bro. And I don't even know why you're back in the energy. I don't even know. Anyways, the conceptual of human brotherhood must be learned from a ultramakari and not from the foolish person who does not properly understand the individual soul or the Supreme Lord's super soul expansion, who dwells everywhere. It is clearly mentioned in the sixth mantra that one should observe or systematically see. This means that one must follow the previous akuras, I don't know, the perfected teachers. In the sixth Sanskrit word used in this connection, to follow means to observe. Thus, the word means that one should not see things as he does with a naked eye, but should follow the previous whatever teachings. Due to the material defect, the naked eye cannot see anything properly. And that's it. You perceive everything with a 3D vision. As I currently busted a fucking blood cell in my eyeball. Really? Yeah, it looked like it's healing, but I was like, it just looked like all bloody in this one. I was like, what the fuck is that? Really? Yeah. One cannot see properly unless one has heard from the superior source, the highest source of the Vedic wisdom, which is spoken by the Lord Himself. Vedic truths are coming in what is this? Disciplic succession from the Lord to Brahma, from Brahma to Narada, from Narada to Vasha, from Vasha to his many disciples. And that's the patriarchy or the hierarchy of the Indian beliefs. I have those cards, and it's not even Indian. I can't say that. You don't own that. You don't own that. You know what I mean? Vishnu, that's like going back to like Moses. You don't fucking own Moses. Moses walked all of us out. You're not the only true fucking children of Moses. And that's where it goes back to. This gets me a little angry. Realistically, yeah, because they have their own structure. So over there, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Lord Buddha, they split. This split, like the fucking, what is it? The Chinese wall, whatever the fucking wall they put up over there. They were taught the same shit, but they chose, just like the Christians to the Catholics. Really, I have a book over here that shows where they, a bunch of, where is that? Where they split. It's the same teachings, bro. Realistically. And that goes back to the Baptist, to the Pentecostal, to the fucking Mormons, to, I mean, at this point, now, as we pull all this out, what's the book I'm looking for? Oh, yeah, it's green. But it's tiny. It's this one. Nope, that's Martin Luther King. Just as well. Just as well. This one. Really? A collection of essays from Buddhism to Vaishnava. This is Hindu. What is it? They just split off. Somebody decided they didn't want to be part of the boy band group, and they started their own religion based on the original religion. And that's where all this comes to. Jewish mysticism was the startup of all this shit, which was what Jesus was, bred and fed off of. He knew ascension. He knew all of that shit. Realistically, yeah, but it didn't take away from anything. And that's where it is like, they brought it all together, and that's what I posted. Did you not see the full alignment in the last 24 hours? I told you that. We had the lunar, we had the cosmic, we had, in nearly 5 out of the biggest religions, 3 to 5 of the biggest religions underneath the same stars, honoring God at the same time. Some of us will honor God longer, but we're all honoring God in our respective ways. This is a time of God. Going back to that. So it doesn't mean you don't have to wear the skin or you have to be on that part of the land. You have to have been taught it. And that's what San Garu will teach you. He grew up in the culture, but he didn't wake up until he was in his mid-30s, and he had to learn all the shit he wasn't paying attention to because he was modern. He wasn't even part of that. But he was called in his 30s to lead his people into the ascension. Then when I woke up, these 3 specifically had my foot up his ass. Talking about, you're not teaching them. You're walking around with a smile on your face selling tickets to a fucking show. You're not doing your own dedicational or devotional work. You have not ascended. You're just walking around as this enlightened fucking know-it-all. The real work is the work. We don't get to sit up on the highest throne. Bro, shut up. Did Jesus get, dude, he made him go hungry. Gave him no nothing, dude. Everyone was his enemy. You don't get no preferential treatment to serving the Lord. The preferential treatment is the connection itself, which gives you all of this. It gives you that stupid look on your face that we walk around with, that happy, peace, bliss, joy, patience. You know what I mean? The ability, self-discipline, long suffering. It doesn't get given to you. You actually, what they don't tell you is you develop this shit in seeking the Lord. Really? It's in you anyways. Why? Because, God wants you to be a better person. Calls from inside. Realistically, I just want to point on to this bullshit. At the present, there are many commentaries on the revived scriptures, but most of them are not in line with disciplined succession from the Surla Vasa, whatever. Here's another biblical book I don't got. Let me try this one. Vasudeva, who originally compiled the Vedic wisdom. I don't have that one. Put it on my checklist next to the Talmud and the Zohar. Gosh, I didn't even want to read the Bhagavad Gita. You're getting on my nerves with this shit. The final, most perfect and sublime work of Suri Vasa something, Surma, blah, 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 which natural, it's not, come on, why am I skipping your name? Because I don't know how to pronounce it. Do you want to explain how to put all these weird letters together and make a freaking word? Start with that one. What is that one? That's the book I'm supposed to be getting. I'm supposed to get that book. Put it on my wish list. Swear, put it in my cart is what I heard. Whatever. These are the most important revealing scriptures of any commentary that contradicts the principles of the Bhagavad Gita, or here it is, the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is unauthorized. There is a complete agreement among the Upanishad. That's what I just said. What is that? I don't know. It's on the back of that other book. Oh, it's on this one. This is the Upanishad. What's the difference? I don't know. It's obviously slightly. One could be feminine, one could be masculine, one could be past, one could be present, one could be singular, one could be plural. Do you understand? Never mind. I'm getting into literature right now. Let me take a breath. I'm just saying that. I don't know what it means. It's one of those. And for $500, I don't know. Moving on. These are the most important revealed. There's a complete agreement among the Upanishad, Vedavan Sutra, the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Srimad Bhagavatam. All right, so all of these are obviously religious teachings, religious books of all kinds. So that would say like there's the similar teaching in all the Holy Bibles, I suppose. And no one should try to reach any conclusion about the Vedas without receiving instructions from the members of the Vasudeva disciplic succession, who believe in the personality of the Godhead and his diverse energies as the explained Suri Upanishad. According to the Bhagavad Gita, only one who is already on the liberated platform can become an ultrama devotee and see every living being as his own brother. This vision cannot be had by politicians who are always after some material gain. One who imitates the symptoms of this person may deserve another outward body for the purpose of fame or material reward, but he does not serve the spiritual soul. Such an imitator, I'm seeing you, Wolfman. At first, who was the first one I saw? Mike Stud. He walks around like he's all fucking spiritual and all fucking know-how, but he's just using that to know how to fucking sell tickets to his next show and sell t-shirts and sell fucking, downloads and shit. He thinks he's doing the world a justice, but he's doing it all for his own self-gain. I promise you, he's making it look good, but he's not. God can see what he's really doing, and he shows me too. God will allow him to do such things, but he will not see the kingdom of heaven. And he let his mask show when saying that you didn't have to believe in God to be spiritual. Yeah, I remember that. The short is still on your page, buddy. Go down there and find it. Edit nothing. Such an imitator can have no information of the spiritual world. Sorry, Wolfman, but you have no access into the fifth, fourth, anything. You're all three-dimensional. Realistically, Yes, I've offered you the opportunity, but your three-dimensional ways of being, you're too prideful to accept that I have something you don't, and you might need education or a leader to get there. So you'd rather search the world to find someone that's right here offering it to you. Fine. Find it on your own, Adam and Eve. That's just how that looks. It's like you don't have that. You don't have any of this. And again, I can go to any church leader and they cannot speak with the Spirit of God, let alone the Holy Spirits, the saints, the fucking anything. Their misbelief, their inability to believe or misbelief will have them judging me as the enemy. That's how wrong they've got it. That's how wrong they've got this whole thing. As they can look at me, a servant of God, a priestess of God, the most devout being of God, and say and tell the world that I am the devil. That's how wrong they've got this. And that goes back to Mr. Plum. Mr. Plum was in a hospital dying from sepsis. He had a Muslim friend that came and sat with him for nearly a week. He recovered. Mr. Plum's belief is that Muslim man will not go to the same glorious heaven that he will because of how he believes. He prayed to you in the name of his God, which I believe was Abraham. Could have been Moses. I'm not sure who they pray to, the original prophet that they stick with. They didn't want to incorporate, and that's where this is. Are you going to incorporate some Buddha into your Jesus? Are you willing to incorporate other people, other parts of God to be more godly? Jesus didn't have a problem with the Sumerians, the Ethiopians, he didn't. And matter of fact, when he was done, he sent his people to those people. He wanted to go further and further. He never came to rule them as their singular God, but introduce them to his God. You only having one flavor of God only allows you, it doesn't. It takes all of this to understand God. And even us spending all understandings, studying all 148 religions of how people pray to God and what that God means to them and how they access God, you still wouldn't understand. All that is you understanding other people's connection. None of this is making you a connection to God. You're just understanding how they have a connection. At what point are you going to sit down and make your own connection to God? Is it one of God's messengers that you want to connect with most? Or is it God himself? I need to talk to your manager, please. Realistically. And I just want to point out something very special. In my darkest hour, when I am my meanest self, and there's videos to prove it, he does not send Jesus to my bedside. He sends Buddha. It's only Buddha that can bring me peace in those moments. Jesus can help me to forgive, but he can't bring me peace. It's Buddha that brings me peace in those moments where I want to kill, when I want to die, when I want to burn into flames, when I want nobody and nothing and I hate God. When any face is dangerous in my space, it is Buddha that can come into that space safely. Why? Because he brings peace. Jesus brought you forgiveness. They each bring you something that you very much need. A piece of God is what's in them. And through them, you get a connection to God where you can meet the, Supreme Lord. But also see that he put a piece of him in everybody and everything. When you get to where I am with Metatron, you understand that I just shared a video of Bob Ross right now. That's prophetic, bro. That's prophetic. That's where I'm trying to tell you where Metatron is, where thought is creates. He says in our world, right? And he creates out of nothing, but God is giving him a vision. And he is creating a new world with just that vision. God gave him the power to create with his hands. He gave him the visions and his hands. He can only apply that to the paper, but he can create a masterpiece there. That's God's ability to create with thought, which is the highest level. And that's why I'm connected with Bob Ross right now. Because I told you that's how Metatron is. He gives you a vision and you've got to create this in this world. First, you got to apply it to words and then paper. And then, you know what I mean? And that's how these cards came. Not these specific ones, but a lot of them. They were just messages from God. You have a connection with him, and he's trying to, relay. The Holy Ghost is what it is. The Holy Ghost is trying to speak through you to the world. He's trying to use you because you are him. Why do we say him? It's action. All the action we ever take is him. When you're not moving, then you're in the goddess, but you're rarely there. So we don't even, it's not all about sitting around doing nothing. The reflection is important, and that's why he designed the day by so many hours of light where you can be active, but so many hours of night so you can be reflective. Really? Taking it in, just like a tree. At night, you're taking it in. During the day, you're putting it out. It's how you're supposed to work this machinery. All right, well, that was cool. What does this talk about? Thus, the material aspect is automatically served. I don't know. That was in the sixth mantra. What's the seventh? One who always sees all living entities as spiritual spark, in quantity one with the Lord, becomes a true knower of things. What then can be illusion or anxiety for him? All right, dude, are there 108 mantras in this? I think so. No, there's 18. What is this? I don't know. Rules. Pretty much. 18. What's the last one? Oh, my Lord, as powerful as fire, my opponent one. Now I offer you my, I don't even know what these words are. Audience, falling on the ground of your feet, on page 133. Oh, my Lord, please lead me on the right path to reach you. Since you know all that I have done in the past, please free me from the reactions of my past sin, so there will be no more hindrance to my progress. Well, even at the end, you ask for God for forgiveness, I suppose. Took all that time to get to forgiveness. Have you met the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ. Really? I don't know. It all comes together. Really, we're still in that. Let's talk about the journey to other planets. What are we talking about? Well, this is where we get real scientific, and none of these words are probably going to make sense to your very small mind. Just keep up with me. Everything that is created is annihilated at a certain stage. Both the material body and the material world are created, but they are therefore subject to annihilation. The anti-material particle, however, is never created and consequently is never annihilated. This is also corroborated in the Bhagavad Gita. I'm not going to read it because I don't care. The principle is also applicable in the antimatter universal as well as the anti-material particle. When the material universe is annihilated, the anti-material universe exists in all circumstances. This will be explained more later in detail. The scientist may also learn the following from the Bhagavad Gita. The learned man who knows perfectly well that the anti-material particle is indestructible knows that it cannot be annihilated by any means. What did Jesus teach you? That you can overcome death. You live on. You cannot die. The body dies. Everything of this world falls apart. It's temporary. The soul lives on forever and ever and ever. I will never die. That's the scariest thought of my entire existence. Really? I've never died. I will never die. I will go on until forever. When is forever? It's been forever. According to the time, I've been here for 15 billion years. I was created with the light that God created since the beginning. Okay, wait. Let's say 14 billion minus some days because it took a couple days to create the humans of the earth after he created the universe in the first 7 days. The Big Bang was 15 million years ago. I have been alive, created, which means taken form after form after form after form after form. Now, even though you put 7 days on that shit, that's not how time works outside of the 3D form. So when Jesus died for 3 days, he was gone for a very long time. He got a rest, a serious rest. He got a rest. Get it? A rest. Realistically, time doesn't exist. So in the essence is, I've been in so many fucking forms. on every planet. He already tells me where I'm going next. He has created a brand new planet called planet number 9 outside of Neptune. This is going to be your new adventure. If you don't give me a break, bro, I'm so tired of taking form. I'm supposed to be a bright star, just burning bright for mankind. Now you want me to go be another form. I'm serious. I already told you what he's doing with me. Why? Because that's what we do. That's what I'm created to do. I'm the Pathfinder. I've done it on every fucking planet. He just drops me off as the orphan. I'm literally the first alien. Seriously, first life form every time. It's like, no, Lilith wasn't a good life form. We'll make somebody else the first life form. You can't take away my position. It's what I'm made to do. Every fucking time. Do you know how many fucking times? It's like sitting there waiting to die. There's no such thing. I'll fucking close my eyes and wake up in another form. Fucking picture me rolling. Right, Park? We don't die. We might multiply, meaning my form of me, my conscious of what I am, could be split. Welcome to my twin flame journey, these bastards. Realistically, I mean, there's too much of me, don't you think? We'll put a little bit of me in everyone else, right? God wants to water down this. I think he did a bad job. They can't handle me. Anyways, going back to it, it's the archetype. A queen is never a pawn in any part of the game. At no part of any of my lives did I be less than the goddess. Ever. Dark, of course. I love that part. But realistically, I've never been anything. I'm God's goddess. I can't be anything else but God's goddess. That's what I was created to be. Lucifer can be nothing more than God's morning star, his most beautiful angel. You can do whatever you want with your life, but that's what you fucking are. Really? That's it? God bless. Amen. You know what I mean? Michael doesn't get to quit his job and go get a new job. His job is to protect the souls for all eternity. If we've already been here 15 billion years, what's another 15 billion? Does it ever end? No. That's why I said time isn't real. Life isn't real. You get to enjoy moments in the present moment, but really, it's not even like it matters. It does to God. Your life matters. That's where it goes like, why am I even going to work? Why did you even make me? Your life has purpose. Really, through you, I will learn so many things because I don't have a life of my own. You know what, God? Get a life. Realistically, that's what we're all doing here. He's using us to experience life. And then we take this experience and we pour it back in what I call the soup. Really? Yep. And he uses that to evolve life. It's just life after life after life after life after life. He doesn't take life. He gives you another life. When you die, you get a new life. And you get a new life. And you get a new life. It might not be the life of your dreams, but you get a new life. Really? You can't rush it. You can't do anything about it. You can't force yourself. You can't take your life. This is your new life. Enjoy your new life. This sucks. Just live your life. Really? I'm just saying. The atomic scientists may consider annihilating the material world by nuclear weapon, but this weapon cannot destroy. Hey, Big Ben over there. So not to do that this time. Cannot destroy the anti-material world. The anti-material particle is more clearly explained in the following lines. Meaning, if you blew up all the people, the spirit of the people would still be there. You want an example? Do we have enough examples in history where a bunch of people died, but the spirit of them still lives on? They're not dead. The body's gone. It disintegrated into the earth and became one with the earth and is still currently walking the earth with us. Really? Don't blink. You might see them. Moving on. It is neither cut into pieces by any material weapon, nor is it burnt by fire, nor is it moistened by water. And that's it. God didn't drown it. He washed it with water, and yet after all the water, the sun came out. Really? This too shall pass. Really? Mm-hmm. I sit here right now. I'm at 43. I'm here till 99. That's a fucking lifetime. Most people don't even live 50 fucking years. You got me here for fucking 99? Holy shit. And it's not even a boring life. I got a lot of work to do. I don't get to sit around and be pushed around in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? Watching fucking the 700 Club and eating fucking puddings and shit in my pajamas. I don't get to be elderly. My body will grow old, but no, we don't die. The body can't hold the energy anymore, and that's what literally takes me out at the end. I'm filled with too much joy. I go to laugh at someone's joke, and my body can't take it anymore. I've laughed too much. It's too hard. It takes too much out of me to have this much fun. Really? Yeah. Oh my god, if you guys could see me every time I laugh, it's so hard. I fall over. It's so painful. It's the most painful joy I've ever experienced. Really? It's gonna kill me one day. Really? Yeah. Anyways, your world. It's ever fleeting. It's not real. You're like, okay, I'm seeing this asshole picture of you buy your first house and you have this fucking this illusion, this 7 of cups. You're toasting cups that this is my future. Your wedding day, this is my future. As an illusionary one. Sorry. The birth of your child. This is my future. You paint that future how you want to see it, but that is absolutely not what's about to go down. You see this happy fairy tale in your head. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Realistically, that's how quick your reality can shift. You thought this house was going to be all your dreams and you were going to grow old here and all this stuff. And after a year and a half, you left that, and that was your reality. Just bing. It was so real until it wasn't. Everything seems so real until it isn't. It's not. It's ever fleeting. People are holding on to the very thing that is disintegrating in their hands. Their relationships, their jobs. I sat today and I got very angry. It was just sitting in the collective energy. Hell on earth is what it is. I see the people and they're just peopling. Like, it sucks. Like, it's another day. It doesn't matter what day it is. It's just another day for you. Every day is the same day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. I can look at Russ right now. No matter what, Russ, you're always sitting there writing music and recording music. No matter where you go, that's you. That's all you do. That's what you got to do. No matter where you go, you'll have to come back and be that person. You can't escape what you've created as your life. Every day is racing for Lewis. That's it. That's all he thinks about. He wastes his brain. He racks his head. He wears the clothes. He's all about it. That's all that matters in his reality. But there's many of us that Formula One doesn't even matter to us. It doesn't even exist in our world. It's not even something that most people have even witnessed with their own eyes, but yet is the most important thing to him since he was a child. And he sees himself, just like Marshall, he sees himself at the top of it. He sees himself as a champion, as the ultimate, emblem of what this is. Okay, but what about all the people that don't listen to rap? You're only important in rap. And that's what goes back to Lucifer over there, fucking Russ. You're only important. You're trying to make yourself important in areas of people that just don't care about the things you care about. Who gives a shit about your introspective life, Russ, and your feelings? Who gives a shit about, your success and your material, conquests of, all your cars and houses and trips and money and girlfriend? Only people that strive for the same type of bullshit believe or listen, that are excited for you, that root for you, because in essence they're rooting for a part of their own patheticness, and they can live their pathetic dreams through you. So we can easily identify these in categories of groups. You know what I mean? What kind of people listen to Eminem? It's a specific category of people. But look at who you're important to and what makes you important. They think and feel like you. But what are you thinking about and what are you feeling? Which one of your thoughts and your feelings are they aligned with? And that's where you'll say, Eminem's fans are fucking crazy. They're lunatics. They're this and that. You'd have to be to like a man like that. So in essence, they're the outcasts. They're the black sheep. They're the neglected, rejected, humiliated, and, given up and just hate everybody type people. Or they're recovering drug addicts and alcoholics, somebody that was in domestic violence. You know what I mean? That's what he stands for. He's an emblem for suffering, hate, anger, revenge. Ali is an emblem to rejection, abandonment, solitude, loneliness. You're only appeasing to, you know what I mean, the people like you. And in order for you to be successful is to keep staying in these mindsets, and to keep other people in these mindsets, because that's how you make your material wealth, is off of negativity, your own hurt feelings in essence. You cash out on your hurt feelings, but what you're really doing is you're cashing out on other people's hurt feelings. You're charging them to a pain fest. You're not selling tickets of inspiration. You're selling tickets to the past. Every time Ali gets on stage, he's singing about somebody in the past that left him. Every time Marshall gets on stage, he's singing about some shit from the past, taking people to the past. He can't take them to the future because he has none, nor do they. These are negative thinkers. Really? Now, going back to it, this is what I mean. This world that you have created for yourself and you were so high in is disintegrating right in front of your hands. And you're the very people that keep trying to fuel this fire, to keep this music going, to keep this way of life, to keep these mindsets, to keep these structures, like Lewis Hamilton and Kim Kardashian. People don't care about these things anymore. This is a new generation that isn't materialized like this. We grew up in poverty, and we believed if we got great things that we would be happy. They grew up in a house of great things and saw there was no happiness in it. They're not striving for the same shit. We thought happiness, they know that it doesn't come in the form of stuff, because you guys provide all the stuff and nobody's happy. We worked hard so that our children wouldn't go without, because we did. We gave them the golden spoon, which meant that they were going to dig their way straight out of here. They don't strive to work hard and build, get their first car, because they've already got, you know what I mean, their car. Like, why move out of your house? We had to move out because we needed to survive. We, as teenagers, we moved out of our houses because our houses didn't provide for us. So we learned how to be those providers. So we created a security blanket that saves the next generation from those same desperate moves. We created a safety net of desperation in them. They're not so desperate like we were for the finer things in life. They didn't grow up on welfare. They didn't grow up, you know what I mean, with things like that. So they don't chase them. They had the nicer things, so they don't, you know what I mean? They're not into that. And you're trying to sell tickets to this bullshit. But realistically, Russ, you're not special. Your area code, your cars, your girlfriend, none of that. Everybody has that now. You think you're special because you finally obtained it, but people have, every normal human being has what you have now. They all did it. While you were doing it, everybody else was doing it too. And so they're not going to idolize you for the life they already have. They idolize people for a life they want. Nobody wants your life, Russ. Nobody wants your fucking life, Lewis. Nobody wants your life, Marshall. In essence, you had no success in your life. You were a failure as a father, a failure as a son, a failure as an employee, a failure as a fucking husband. You're a failure. And people that are failures like you attract to you. You have a failing mentality, and you're holding on to that by what? Pushing your music further, keeping it alive instead of building something new. Russ is going to try forever to validate that he made it on the same shit that every other human being has. Just because his mom and his dad couldn't provide such things. His mom and dad believed that if they had this nice lifestyle, they were successful. So he provided it for him. And Russ runs around and wonders why I call him a bitch and nobody thinks he's successful. In his household, that's all it took to be successful, is have these shiny things. That's not what it takes out here. And that's the paradigm here. The world we grew up in, and that goes back to Mr. Plum, it's not the same world he grew up in. Times change, things change. It's like you could drive down the street and be like, dude, that used to be a fucking blockbuster. What the fuck is a blockbuster? Good point. Do you remember when Netflix was actually an ordered in thing? It was a subscription and they sent DVDs to your house? Really? Mm-hmm. Long ago, we had something called the Red Box that were outside of fucking stores and you could just rent a movie out there. You could download any music you ever wanted on a thing called and what was that thing called? I can't remember. Little MP3 player, and you could do it for free through Napster. He ripped off every fucking song that ever was and gave it to everyone for free. Free 99. These motherfuckers, he ripped them off and gave it to the public for free. Yeah, he kind of got shut down, but he gave us what we wanted that we couldn't afford. Really? We used to carry tapes. How many of you have any downloaded music? Now we just listen to curated fucking mixes that AI knows us so well and tells us what we like. Times change. Times change. And that's a good thing. But there's many people that won't embrace it. There's one thing you need to avoid right now, and that's something, we learn from time. This Bitcoin thing that you guys are doing, that is an enormous mistake. That is an enormous mistake. And you should have known it when fucking Trump was trying to push it. They want that one currency. It's an enormous mistake. Do not put your faith into the digital world because the digital world is going to fall. That whole world is held together by satellites outside of our planet, and nobody can protect those satellites. That's God's world. As we're talking about outside of the universe, they will fall. All it takes. And they've been talking about Armageddon forever. This big ass fucking meteorite. No, it's not going to take out everything, but it's definitely going to take out communications. And if your whole world is designed around your phone, like you have nothing but your phone, you're going to be in a lot of trouble when these times come. It's called a 0 point where everybody is, back to equal. We all start from the same scratch. Nobody above, nobody below. That fancy shit, you're going to have, first off, your little electric cars. How the fuck are you going to charge them? And then what about the gasoline? How are you going to ride these fucking vehicles when there's no more there's no more gasoline out there for you to have? Have you thought about any of this? You might want to start training those Lamborghinis of yours for these big, long Jesus journeys that we're going to have to take for, you know what I mean? Seriously? The annihilation begins the recreation. All things must be made new again. The new world they have already turned on our electricity and they're tapping in, they're watching my videos and others. They're studying us. They're studying what happened. They want to know what happened. It went black. And they were just born in a new world. What happened to the old world? What was the old world? What happened? We tell the stories. And we don't sugarcoat them. And that's what it is. I'm the witness. We write the books of what happened. They told us what would happen, and now we're the witnesses to the happening, which is what? The end or the new beginning, however you see it. I don't see this as the end. I see it as the new beginning. But for it to be the beginning, it has to end. Imagine if it was so simple, like Bob Ross, if we could just take it all away and put a nice new white screen down, and God could start all over and create new things. If he could just wipe away all the things we created. China, it's so overpopulated. There's no grass, there's no greenery, there's no space. San Francisco, there's nothing. It's the cement jungle. There's not a tree in sight, not a bird, not a plant, not nothing. If he could just wash it all away and create it again, what would it take? It can't just disappear. The structures literally have to crumble and they have to be removed and the dirt has to be grown again. But imagine if we could rebuild China, Singapore, you know what I mean? The Twin Towers. If we could do this all over again, we'd do it better. We'd have respect for space. We wouldn't tear down all the trees. We wouldn't tear down the forests. We would understand how important it was to be part of that. We wouldn't have designed the way that we designed it. He's giving us the ability to redesign it. He's giving us the ability to recreate it according to his understanding and our desires. We are the creators of the new world. He's going to destroy it, and he's going to allow us to come in with his visions and recreate it. He created a world for us that we destroyed, which was, you know, the garden. He's going to restore the garden, and we will decide again and hopefully get it right this time, where we don't kill the garden, because we really needed the garden. Really? Do we really need shopping centers? Do we really need all of that? No, we didn't. We needed to eat off of our own, stay in our own grass and stop thinking the grass was greener on the other side. We needed to tend to our own gardens where it provided everything we needed. Really? Yeah, bro. We've become dependent off of, we're consumers. We're dependent off of everything, dude. But everything in its most simplistic form is accessible and nothing more than Mother Nature, down to aspirin. My book shows me which herbs to mix together for that. Hold on one second. I didn't know who that was. Okay, so I just want to teach you the annihilation, whatever. And that's whatever that that's what happened in New York City. We will build this again, and we will build it greater. That's what happened with Germany. That's what happened to Poland. That's what happened to China. That's what happens. They rebuild it again and better. So that's how I want to point that out. Let's see. I think I'm going to stop here. Really? Yeah. Because thus the Bhagavad Gita and the other Vedic literature, the superior energy, antimatter, anti-material principle is accepted as the vital force of the living spirit. This is also called, and that's where it is. I'm hearing, I think that was like Braveheart. They can never take away your belief. Something like that. I'm hearing something. This living principle cannot be generated by any combination of material elements. There are 8 material principles which are described as inferior energies, and they are earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. Apart from these is the living force, or the anti-material principle, which is described as the superior energy. These are called energies because they are wielding and controlled by the supreme living being, the personality of God, the Godhead, or in these teachings, Krishna. Really? Let's stop. What did we talk about? The spirit of which you are, and how that spirit goes on, and how it's been going for a very long time. You get a rest. We always need and that's where we go. We go to the resting place before we go on to our next adventure. How long? I've seen spirits reincarnate the very next day. Takeoff, when he died, he was back in like a couple days, meaning born into another womb. Some of them, you know what I mean? They come right back. Some of them are already here. You know what I mean? Like Kobe's daughter must have been like about 2 or 3 years before she came back to reincarnate. She will be an Olympian. I can't say she will be a she, but she will be an Olympian in this life. Well, she had the training, didn't she, though? She just didn't have a long enough life. And then she'll be put into a more accelerated form. Could be a female form, but I don't know. We all know that there's power in the man form. That the female form holds us back. We have some physical limitations. So that was her, that was her next path. Mac comes back. Kobe will come back. I don't know for how long. I find that very interesting. He comes back. I don't know why or for how long, but it doesn't seem right that he wouldn't be with me and Pac as we go to the next life. So I'm not sure if we're just sitting around fucking around waiting for him to enjoy, to play out his life. And that's what it is. All right, you take form and I'll guide you. No, come with me. Not this time, bro. I'll be on the other side. Really? No. Pac doesn't have to come back. He doesn't have to come back here, so he's not. We're going on to the next life. Really? You've had many lives, bro. I could have brought out a totally different book that goes along with this, which is The Science of Reincarnation. Comes from the same teachings. Let me show you. I have quite a few of these. They all pretty much, I think, came from the fucking thrift store, but they all come from this teaching. And this is where I had already started to understand my past lives when I got this book. Okay. And this all comes down to self-realization. Do you see that it all comes from the same institute of teaching, right? How many are there? I don't know. Probably libraries. I just want to point out, you see the picture? See the picture? See the picture? See the picture? Picture me rolling, says Pac. Realistic, why aren't you guys so fun? Because we're youthful, bro. We're fucking wise and shit. We're the wise guys. It doesn't matter, bro. Realistically, you shouldn't take any of God's angels that serious, to be honest. I don't. It's serious, but all jokes aside. Realistically, yeah. Did I take you to another place in time and space? I know. I'm not from here. I'm just here. I'm stuck in this body, and it's getting harder every day. Really? I mean, seriously, though. It's getting hard to be here. It always has been. Why? Because I'm the only one. Do you know what it feels like? I can't even pretend. Pretend like I want to go make a friend. Where would I look for someone like me? I tried. I tried looking at and that's why that shit pops up on my Facebook, and I wish it would go away. I tried looking at spiritual groups and witches' covens and psychological, science, I tried. To say that there's no one like me is an absolute lie because you were all created like me. But on my level is a whole nother thing. Where can I go in this universe, in this planet, to find something like me? Where I can find companionship or relation to something like me, where I don't feel like you don't get me. You'll never get me. You're not like me. I can be compatible in rooms with people. You know what I mean? We can make a connection, but it's only surface. You're not like me. But I can think like you. We can have the same thoughts. We may have had the same experiences, invoke some of the same feelings. But day to day, mentally, nah, bro. When I leave you, you're going to go back to your lame ass reality, which is your mundane world. And that's what I was thinking about today. All these people that come into work, they'll do it today, they'll do it tomorrow, they'll do it and 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 do it. Why are they doing it? For money. There's no pride in what they do. They just do it. They just do it so that they can have money. But it takes up, I watch them it's like, dude, I live here, but so do you, obviously. They give up 30 hours of their week, if not 40, anywhere. And that's just any person with a job. You're doing it for money, which I understand. You need money to meet your needs. But God can show you other ways to meet your needs without sacrificing your life for something simplistic as money. There's other ways to live. You're not dependent on giving up your whole life force, 40 hours of your life force. Because realistically, look at it, bro. Even if you only gave them 8 hours today, 5-hour shift, you went to work today for 5 hours. You were fucking drained right after. You had no fucking energy to go to the gym, to go to, on an adventure, to clean your house, to do some self-care, let alone to have a date or some sex tonight. It drained you, and it's going to drain you tomorrow. And you're going to keep doing this 5 days out of every 7 days for the rest of your life until your body cannot do it anymore. That's crazy to me. It's literally the definition of crazy to me. Doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting that your life is going to become any more joyful, exciting, vibrant, liberating, or even you're going to have more money, you're fucking crazy. They're not going to pay you more. And if they do, it won't mean anything. And just for shits and giggles, I'll throw Bobby out there. Bobby works 60 hours a week. Are you serious? Mm-hmm. How long has he been doing that? I don't know, at least 3 years. He has no life. It's no reason why he can't get a hard dick. It's no reason why he has no energy to do anything but have a drink and go to sleep. But that's it. You've given up your life for this job. What is this job giving your life, bro? It's nothing. It's giving your wife and children, and you think that this is a fair sacrifice. That, you know, this is what God wanted for you, is to live in hell. Wow. I don't believe so, but okay. If that's what God wanted for you, God bless you. And your family too. Work hard for your family. Realistically, that's not what God wanted for Adam and Eve. That's not what God wanted for Adam and Eve. God didn't want Adam to be on his own and have to take care of this woman all by himself. He never wanted that for Adam and Eve. Adam was too fucking proud to come back to God and ask him how to take care of his family. He was too proud to bring his family back to God. I got it, God. I'll figure it out, God. I can do this by myself, God. I don't need you, God. I got this. I am the creator of my own domain. Right, Lucifer? Right, fucking Russ? You got it, right? You could do it. You could take care of all these people. You don't need God. You don't need God. Okay, fine. But without God, you have no peace. You have no joy. You have no happiness. Do it. Do whatever you want with outside of God. You know what I mean? Wolfman, you don't need Jesus. Fine, but you don't know what Jesus gives you. You'll never know because you don't need him. It's someone like you that needs him more than any of us. What does Jesus give you? Peace, forgiveness, love, compassion, understanding, kindness. He doesn't really bring you peace. He brings you all that, but you find peace within it. Realistically, I'm just saying, you're no more than, you're just as much as, you're just like your ancestors. You're so prideful. You will not ask for God. You will not surrender for God. You will not go back to God and say, I got this wrong. I need your help. You've got it all by yourself. You can hold up your family, right, Russ? You're going to take care of these busted ass, bullshit ass fucking people for the rest of your life. And that's servitude to hell, according to my understanding. But that's what it is. He made you just to make them happy. Your whole life was only to provide them the nicest things. He made you a footstool to a bunch of ungrateful people. Not my God. You must pray to the devil because my God doesn't believe. No. He made you for all kinds of glorious things, but you, because of circumstances outside of your control, don't believe yourself to be so useful. And so you become useless. You get in where you fit in and you make your hourly salary wage. And when you get your brand new TV and your new car and your new iPhone, you can prance around and show people, hey, look, Ma, I made it. You didn't make it nowhere. You just made it to the same class of people that are chasing with you. And when you think about the lowest class of people, I think about Kim Kardashian and fucking Lewis Hamilton right now. Most pathetic human beings are the rich and successful right now. No matter how much you give them, they'll never be happy. Are you that person? Something to think about. Your happiness is ever fleeting. As far as your life, Jesus Christ. And that's where I am. Are you guys still doing the same shit you were doing? Like, I had so many other lives and you're still being a sperm? Like a whole sperm of God out here? Like you have not evolved at all? Damn, bro, that's pathetic. Really? I don't know. Keep going around the mountain. Keep digging that ditch there, buddy. Really? I don't know. Let me get into these comments. They look pretty heavy duty. If somebody comes at me with some Jesus shit. Just kidding. What are we saying? My name is what? My girlfriend name is, she is off phone 12 days. She contacted me. I don't know what that means, but you asked me to show you a card, so I can do that. I don't know exactly what you meant. The Google Translate didn't work, and I'm an idiot anyways in that sense. I don't see subtleties. I'll put you a card. I don't know what you're talking about your girlfriend, though. I'll put you a card. Really? I don't know. Don't be mad at me. I'm doing you a favor. God has a card for you. What's the card, God? Oh, it's gonna be okay. Or no, it's not. Your foundation's being rocked, or you need to build a new foundation. Which is what? I don't know. What's going on with you and your girl, bro? Are you guys breaking up, or are you gonna start making up? Are you gonna start building something or destroying something? This talks about the foundation of what you are, what your relationship is. If we're talking about you and your girlfriend. So are you on a rocky foundation? What do you need to do to make this a safe foundation? It takes two parts to build this. Realistically, So I don't know what that means. I really don't. I can't see. You said she is off phone 12 days. She contacted me. Show card. I don't know if you're asking me that she hasn't contacted you in 12 days and if she's going to, or what that means. Guys, let me stop right here. Only you know what you're feeling, bro. You just want confirmation. You know that feeling when it's over, but your mind doesn't want to accept it. Okay? You know that feeling when you've got to reach out. You've got to do something. I've got to reach out. I've got to fix this. But your mind won't let you do something. You know when they're pissed off at you. You know when they're hurt. You know when people, you know more than I know. What's your problem right now is you don't believe in your own knowing. So you're looking outside of yourself for confirmation because your mind won't let you trust your own knowing. I'm telling you right now, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out based on your message. I know your name and her name, and her phone has been off for 12 days. Is she going to contact you? Did God take away her phone, or is she avoiding you? And that's it. Is it your fault, or did God? Don't ever look at it as something's wrong with me. Look at it like this. Did I do something? Did I start this? Did I start this? And now this is where I am. Number 1, 2, and 3. Don't put blame on yourself. Try to understand what part you're playing in this. Why isn't she talking to me? Why has it been 12 days? Okay. First, you go through all of the crazy ones like, oh, she must have lost her phone or something, and some more shit. The longer it goes, the more your brain starts panicking because it doesn't want to accept the inevitable. Maybe she doesn't want to talk to me anymore. So this card speaks about your foundation, building a new foundation or it falling apart. What happened? Anything could have. It doesn't mean it was you. She could have been tempted by another motherfucker, or she could have just wanted to shut down. There's a million reasons why she don't want to, why she hasn't contacted you. The question you need to ask in your heart is, do I need to let this go? Or do I need to do something about this? Do I need to go out of my way to pursue her and show her that I need to talk to her? Or do I need to accept that she's telling me she doesn't want to talk to me? And I sent a very strict message to Bobby earlier about that. Please stay away from me for the rest of our lives. I've said that so many times to my ex-husbands, and yet they just don't respect it and will create a new Facebook account or some shit and come back into my life. What do I have to do for you to understand I don't want to talk to you anymore? So if you're this person and you're not getting a clue, you need to stop this. You're torturing yourself and you're making this person uncomfortable. I'm not sure why they haven't talked to you in 12 days. That could be a medical emergency. That could be literally, a lot of different things. They literally could have lost their phone. There could have been a lot of different things. But, you know what I mean? Ultimately, your life doesn't stay there wondering when they're going to contact you. You can't ask all those questions. And if you need some peace, you need to go inside and tell yourself what you need to move on, because you can't just sit there. That's what I got for you. I apologize. I don't know the full story. but underneath it doesn't look good. What's that? The devil? The shadow? Realistically, maybe she took off and she went to go hook up with someone else. Maybe you thought you had a really good thing, but then she got, she jumped on someone else. I don't know. Or maybe she just doesn't want to be with you and she tried to tell you, but you didn't see it. Or maybe she's literally in the hospital somewhere. Or maybe she sent, her phone got fucked up and she tried to return it, or she doesn't have money to buy a new one right now. I'm not sure. There's a million billion possibilities as to why you're not talking. The answer is inside of you, and your mind doesn't want to know it. Your mind will come up with a bunch of excuses because it doesn't want the truth to be hurtful. But is this a hurtful truth, or is there something else going on here? Don't ask a tarot reader about your love life, bro. Not a real person like me. A tarot reader will charge you for this bullshit. I'm telling you to dig deep. I'm only going to confirm what you don't want to hear, which is that voice in your heart, dude. And really, I don't want to go in there with you with this. I don't want to feel bad for you and get into, well, dude, this is why she's not talking to you. Don't put me there. Don't put yourself there when you already need to just face it. I don't know. That's your answer. All right, let's move on to these comments. I guess that was it. It's shameful. What is all this? Holy moly. How will my exam be today? I don't know. Is this the same person that asked me that last week? Are you trying to target Indian audience by putting their god's picture? No, it's shameful. Then get off my page. How can I get a reading? Oh my God. Will my love partner approach me for our marriage? Why do you ask me that? You're asking me as if I'm God. You realize this, right? I see it. I'm not God. I'm goddess. You're asking about actions. I can only tell you about feelings. That's God. How things will go is an action force of God. I can tell you how they're feeling, but it doesn't matter because they won't, if they deny their feelings, they can't take action in them. I really can't help you with that. And no tarot reader really can. We can't tell you what someone's going to do. We can tell you what they're feeling like doing, but we can't tell you they're actually going to do it because it comes down to the individual taking action on this feeling. You know what I mean? That's something simplistic like reaction. I just shared Bruce Lee. When somebody says something stupid to you, that makes you feel some type of way. I can tell you based on what I heard said, what I believe, I can project the possibility of how this is going to end. But that comes down to the person. Is the person filled with those feelings, but is he going to act in those feelings? Are you going to punch that guy? You have the feeling in to do it. I can see it. I would punch that guy. Realistically, that's what I mean is like, I can't, will my partner approach me for our marriage? You're asking, will they ever be prepared for you? That's a God question. Are you going to wait for this person? Or what if this person, if you weren't waiting for this person, would somebody else approach you for marriage? While you're waiting for this person, somebody's waiting for you. Really? Don't play the waiting game around here. I promise you, that's not real. Patience, yes, but not delusion. You're waiting for someone to realize, when it comes to marriage, right? You're waiting for someone to take this to the next level, meaning you're waiting for someone to take action in your life. You're giving them authority in your life. You're like, no, I have to wait till they propose to me. Okay, but how long will you wait? How long will you stay in this stagnant place? Will you drop hints? Or will you come out and say, are you going to marry me? Are we going to be forever? Because if not, I really want to move on now. I always wanted to marry you, but I don't know if you're going to do this, and we're getting old. I should be married by now. Does that rush them? No, it just makes you know where they are. What if they say, well, I never thought about it? Well, then you guys are completely not on the same path when you're over there picking out wedding flowers and he never even considered marrying you. It's a conversation, definitely, that needs to be had. It's not like every girl hopes that this guy is going to marry her and make, and this will work. Don't ask a tarot reader. Ask God. I'm trying to put God back in his place. And this is why, you know what I mean? Spiritualists and religious factors, I just got a really strong smell of a flower. What was that? Maybe it was lotus. Gosh, it was such a beautiful flower. It's like the Holy Spirit waved a flower right under my nose when I was speaking. Something I've smelt before, but not something I recognize. Not a rose. It was beautiful. I don't know what it was. Spirit of something. Spirit of love, I guess. I have many men that love me. That I hope that one day they would step up and be, make me their wife. But that's not even something they're considering. And they're not even considering that with any woman. And that's just something I want. Really? Mm-mm. Be careful with that. You might think that you might think that, but that doesn't mean that's what he thinks. And going and asking everybody what he thinks and what he's going to do is not good for you. Go ask him or them. Don't put other people in a relationship. Try to have a solid relationship, a solid foundation with the person in front of you. Don't bring other people into it and ask them how to deal with your partner. Go deal with your partner. It's a scary conversation, like all conversations are when you're dealing with your partner. But if you're ready to take it to the next level, it shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise. And that's why these men, you know what I mean, these women end up saying no. Where the fuck did this come from? I didn't know we was going this direction. No, I'm dating. We're dating. I'm not having your baby. I'm not living with you. And I don't like your family. No. Realistically, well, the proposal is supposed to be a surprise. Surprise, surprise. Why didn't, and then it makes us look like the bad guy. You don't understand. And I just this has to be something that you're both on the same page of, not some guy, I want to take this to the next level. I hope that they want to, and you're going to push us into the next level. What if I'm not ready? I'm not sure. Now I'm standing there and you have a ring and everybody's looking at us and I've got to do the right thing, which could be devastation to my mind because I'm being peer pressured right now by a big shiny ring. You're a great guy and we have a great time. I never thought about this. I guess right now I have no time to think and I got to make a decision for the rest of my life right here while all the people are looking at us. And I thought we were just having dinner and sex. Jesus Christ. My whole life comes up to this moment. Okay. And then you've made the decision and you can't go back. You didn't even have a chance. Most of you didn't even see it coming. This needs to be talked about. Taking it to that next level needs to be equal. If you want to go to that next level, then tell me. You know what I mean? That goes like to having a baby. You think that we're ready to bring someone else into, we're ready to share our time? Do you think that we can have a baby? He might not be ready. Or maybe he's ready to be a father and you're not ready to be a mother. These are things. Oh, gosh. I scratch my head. Don't ask me. Ask God, please. And thank you. That's I'm just here to support him. And whoever said that bullshit about, the Hindus' gods, they're my gods too. They're not my gods. They're my brothers and my sisters in God, as much as you and everything else here. We're all created of God in his image. Some of you are looking very ungodly. Actually, you just look like the dark side of God, which is pretty much the light turned dark. Really? I know a demon that you remind me of. You remind me of a person in hell, They were created of the light, but that's where they live now. Really? Yeah. Oh, well, you can always ask me to pull a card. I'll do that for you. And I'll give you my, not so welcomed opinion, but it's sound advice. The real advice is in your heart, guys. I did that in the beginning. I probably did that my whole life, to be honest. And sometimes I still question, what do you think? Doesn't matter. My heart knows what I got to do. I'm just arguing with it. You'd spend a lot more time doing that, seeking outside of yourself. Stop arguing with yourself. Stop expecting someone else to have the right answer. And stop persecuting yourself for any decision you do make. You know what I mean? That's it. This person isn't desperate. They're ready. And if you're ready and they're not, then don't lose your readiness to someone that's not. Because you're just sitting around hopeful for something that's not going to happen. Just have the hard conversation. It may be weird, but it's like, I've been sitting around wondering a lot lately if we're going to get married. I've been wondering if you were actually going to take this to the next level because I've been kind of feeling like I want to. Is that what we're doing, or are we just kind of not doing that? And as I say this, it's like, what about Russ and fucking Jonica? They've been dating, living in the same house for shit, at least 3 years now, but they had previous time together, meaning it didn't work. So they took some time to go sleep with other people and then come back and try it again. Is it working better this time? Are you going to get married and have children? Because that's the point of dating, is to get to that next level. What's past living together? Maybe you got in a little too fast. Didn't you buy her a $2.3 million fucking condo and her Mercedes? And then you threw all that money down the drain to move her into your house, and you gave her a room and you gave her a studio and all of this. You're just checking the boxes. But to say, well, I've got the car, I got the girl, I got this, I got that, and that's what he thinks. It's validations. It's points. The point is, none of this matters. It doesn't. That doesn't. Don't even fake this to me, Russ. Please don't do it again. I was going to say, does she make you happy? No, she's great company, Russ. Know the difference. She's a companion. Just like your other two dogs. This one barks a little louder and lets you fuck it. Russ, and to the rest of you, does she inspire you to go harder? Does she make you a better person? Or you're doing all this for her? You're raising another dependent. But you need that. It makes you feel validated that somebody needs you. You need somebody to need you. It makes you feel powerful, bro. It makes you have purpose, that you're providing and you're doing something. Why? Because your mom cast it out that that's what a man was. So in order for you to feel like a man at any point in your life, you have to be providing and protecting and doing all this shit. You have to be her man or somebody's man. Very equal to whatever the fuck is going on with fucking Bobby in that sense. That's not what makes you a man. And if I don't need any of those things, then why are you important to me? Do you need those things for me to be important to me? Your importance is beyond what you can provide materially. Your importance is your presence, dipshit. I don't want shit from you. You can't buy me. But everyone else you can. They come with a price tag. Some of them are cheaper than others. He's paying a lot for that pussy. Realistically, hey, I'd be giving it away for free and mine's magical. That's funny. Seriously. Well, that's what I said. That was a shit-ass fucking self-reflective moment. I was like, going back to Bobby, I was like, oh, God. All you were was a pattern of my sickness that everybody got to see. They got to see how I lost myself in these relationships, how I would completely sacrifice my morals, my integrities, my needs and my wants for the happiness of the person I was pursuing, that I would use my body for love, that I would completely humiliate myself in the essence of serving this person in my life. You are nothing but a pattern. That's how it happened. It wasn't them. It was my self-sacrificing ways that I just kept accommodating the bullshit, making excuses and forgiving the behaviors, accepting things. Ultimately, that's what you saw with Bobby for the last 3 years. I just kept accepting it. I just kept taking it. And I kept taking it. And I kept taking it. And I didn't care. And I would just keep letting him treat me like shit. And that is my pattern. That's why I didn't want to be around. That's why I didn't want to fall in love with someone. Because this is what I do. I completely submit till I no longer exist. My life becomes about your happinesses and your pleasures and your wants and your needs. And I'll drop everything, you know what I mean, for you. That's what I knew. I knew that I didn't want to do that again with anybody. I was never going to become that girl for any other man ever again. It's all submissive and it's all, in the right things, but it's an Eve. And as I said to people when I came out of my divorce, I just got out of R. Kelly's meat locker and I'm not going back. Those girls were not forced to stay in that home. They were mentally brainwashed to sit there and serve this man, to wait for him to come home, to do whatever it took, to throw their bodies, whatever it took, just to have his attention and his love and his touch. That's what I did. And you saw it play out with Bobby. Told you from the beginning, twin flames, this is my karma. They are here to show me my unhealthy patterns so that I can heal them. I saw my inability to commit through, you know what I mean? I saw all of it. Marshall, all of it. Fucking Lewis, Allie. That was a harsh reality. I'm no better. I'm letting it happen again through you in the name of spirituality. But only through you can I even see what my problem is. I'm doing what I always do. It's only when you know what I mean? And that's where it is. You have to recognize the pattern before you can even break it. You don't even know it's a pattern until it plays a million times. You're like, wait a minute, we've done this before. We keep doing this. And you realize it's not we, it's me or him. I started to see what my patterns were and I started to see his. And that's where it is like, make sure that you're not fostering their shadows. Our shadows were feeding off of each other badly. But at the same time, it brought my shadow to the surface to see what it was. I had a desire for love, and I could only do that through sex. And that's what we saw between the two of us. It played out pretty ugly, but that's just what it is. Go back to Adam and fucking Lilith to the beginning. And then look at yourself. You have such a serious desire for love, but the closest you can get is sex. That's the closest you can get to somebody is sex. They won't let you in, just into their panties. You can't really get into their heart. That's what I told you. He showed me that someone could experience love through sex. As a sexual abuse victim or survivor my whole life, I didn't experience love through sex. I experienced abuse through sex my whole life. He taught me that. But he also taught me that's what I was doing. I was giving my body to these men in the name of love. I was letting them do whatever they wanted to me because I loved them. This was my only way, you know what I mean? I was back to R. Kelly. What did they do? Whatever. And that's where these tragic stories of my ex-husbands come from. And that's why I didn't want to do that again. I was never going to give that power to another man. It wasn't that he had the power, it's that the power I gave to him, which was me, all of my love. I'll sacrifice myself for you. That's true love, but it's dangerous. You can't do that with everybody because all you're doing is sacrificing yourself to nobody. You're a sacrificial lamb to everybody else's feelings. I realized that. You know what I mean? The sexual manipulation. Why was I doing those things with them? Because I was coerced that if I loved them, I would do this. So then when I got around Bobby, because I loved him, I did this. And that was the only way I could experience love was by doing such things. And that goes back to Lilith and Adam. They came back together just to have sex. The love was always there. But they could only experience it through sex. It's just a fucking replay of a fucked up story. I'd like to get out of this life now, please. Please and thank you. On the other hand, Lilith did have quite a few other lovers, but we're still working with lover number one. We've gone through Lucifer. We're on Solomon. There was the other one. Really? How many of these do you have? I mean, not all of them are Lilith's lovers. That's the great part. That's why I have better connections with the other ones, because Lilith was a little bit of an idiot, if you ask me. Really? I mean, now looking back at myself, it's like, damn, you're a little immature, you know. But I was the first being. You look back at Adam, Eve, and myself, and the chaos we created, we were the first of God's children. We were the first. We're the pathfinders. It's like, just imagine what kind of hell I'm going to create on the next planet. Are you going to give it a name? I'm just going to name it planet number 9. 9 is the frequency of Christ. I just want to tell you that. Really? Yeah. Did I teach you enough? I taught you too much. Laters, haters.